Hey guys, Yugioh Car Crew here today. We have a Darkworld deck profile, February 2012, so let's just get into it. 3 graphers, staple of the deck, great hitters, great effect on the discard, destroy anything you want. 3 snows, these are the searches of the deck. You can get any card with Darkworld in its name, which is quite a fair bit of the deck, any situation you want. 2 Bages, they're great bouncers to get out Grapher, and you can just spam them with any discards you have to get them out again and again and again. 2 Brows, these are draw powers, some run 3, I just like running 2. Whenever you discard them you get a draw from them straight away, so it's a +1 right there. 2 Golds, they're great hitters and they're good to exceed into Adreus. Silver, I only run 1 because of the secondary effect of gold. It destroys 2. Silver gets rid of 2 in their hand, but I don't activate the second effect because basically what you need to do is get a Cerulli or get a Dark Deal. That's a -1 for you right there, and it only minuses your opponent 2, so it's really not worth it getting it out because it takes up a draw as well, which could be vital. Favored Raven. This is a great card to have in your deck. Basically what you can do, any card in your hand, discard it straight away, use its effect again and again. It gets buffed by this effect as well, so it becomes a great hitter, and it's a tuner, so you can synchro it into whatever you want. And with Favored Raven again, you can discard as many as you want, and it increases its level by however many you discard, so you can get out very situational synchros whenever you want. Transargifine. This is great for bringing back your banished cards, discarding 1 as well, and it gets buffed by that discard, so it's win-win-win. Sangan. This is basically just searching for your Trance and your Raven. It's when it's from the field to the graveyard as well, so it can be destroyed by battle, it can be tributed, it can be whatever you want. It's not just one particular thing there. Onto the spells. We got 3 Gates. They're pretty mandatory to have in any Darkworld deck. They have a great buff for all your monsters, and the effect is quite nice. 2 Dealings. You draw these, they give you a discard and a draw 1, so it's a +1 whenever you have these in your hand. 2 Lightning. Great for hitting their back row or any face down monsters they happen to have at the time. And if worse comes to worse, you can always use this against yourself for something. Drag Down. Now I only run 1 of these. A lot of people like to run 2 or 3, but I find when you run it, you have to set your entire hand. So that's all your spells, all your traps have to go down, and if they have your Storm, you're just basically fucked. If you have a Sangan or if you have a Raven in your hand, they'll just opt to discard that straight away, so you can't get rid of your Grapher, you can't get rid of anything else. But it is nice to have there with the to see your opponent's hand and to combo with Mind Crush. Allure. Draw 2, banish 1, that's a +1 right there, and it's nice draw power as well to get whatever you want. Solidarity. I haven't seen this a lot, but I like it quite a lot because it buffs all of your cards by 800 attack. And because all of my monsters are fiends, it works quite well. So it gets buffed by Solidarity and Gates to give +1100 to whatever I have on the field. So basically, Grapher becomes 38, Gold, Silver, 34, etc. And it's quite a nice addition for any Darkworld deck. I really don't get why I don't see that a lot. Foolish Burial, put Grapher to the grave, pretty standard. Card Destruction, again standard for any Darkworld deck, you must have it. Now these are your staple spell cards, any deck you run, have those cards. Onto the traps, we've got 2 Mind Crushers. These are great to combo with Drag Down, as I said, and when you know your opponent's hand. So any of their effects that lets them get the card to their hand, you can just Mind Crush it and it gets rid of it straight away. Great to interrupt combos they're running. And the only downside to this is you have to discard 1, so use it at the right time, you get a discard out of it. Either way, win-win. Deck Dev. This fucks up a lot of decks that rely on low monster cards, which is quite a bit, that run 1500 or less. And you can always sub this out for Eradicator in your side, as I'll show in a bit. Dark Bribe, it's a good counter to have. Stops your opponents running stuff. A Solemn and a Judgment. I only run one warning. A warning and a judgment. I only run one warning because it's really a 2000 minus, and I find that you can discard Grapha and destroy whatever the hell you want anyway, so it's not really mandatory to run the Solemn Brigade. Skill Drain. Basically a great card because all of your Darkworld monsters activate from either the graveyard or your hand. So it doesn't affect you at all, only besides Sangan, Trance and Raven, but you activate it at the right time. It completely screws your opponent up. They can't activate any of their effects. It's only 1000 life points, so you know, not that bad. But yeah, it's a great card to have in your deck. And then 2 more staples, Mirror and Torrential. Onto the extra deck. We've got a Dress. Great card to get out because I have 3 5-stars in there. Get them out if you have 2 in your hand. Special summon them both, get a Dress out, and then use the effect to smash whatever you want off the field. Illuminate, it has a discard. I don't get it out that often because I only have 2 beiges and a couple other 4-stars. I don't really see myself summoning them all at the same time. Utopia, got 2 of them, pretty standard. Great and Gachi, again standard. I don't get out a lot of Exceeds, as I said, besides a Drace. Hunter, 100 and Archfiend. These are good hitters to get out with Raven as your only tuner in your deck. I don't see myself getting Synchros out a lot either because they're not that mandatory, your extra deck really in Darkworlds. I don't see it getting used a lot. Only if you have Tour Guides, but then again with Tour Guides you can get out Zen Mains or Leviathan, and it is a nice card to add in, but you have to dish out $400, so yeah, I'm not doing that. Colossal Fighter, excellent card to have. It gets buffed by your opponent's graveyard if they're running Warriors, because it's the effect is from both graveyards. Stardust, pretty staple there. Gaia, it's a great hitter, 2/6. Chaos King, this is a great card. It switches the attack and defense of all the opponent's monsters, and it's a fiend as well, so it gets buffed by Gates and Solidarity. Iron Chain, I picked this up a while ago. Basically what it does is when you deal battle damage, your opponent mills the top 3 cards of their deck. So it's good to use in certain situations and can give them quite a big minus if you mill the right cards. Stygen, basically, it's a fiend as well, so it gets buffed, but it's a hit, destroy, hit again, and buff. So it's a nice card to have. Side deck now. We've got 2 Dark Blades. These are great to run against any decks that run lights. So you basically the effect is you steal any one of their level 4 lowers, equip it to this card, and when this card will be destroyed, that equipped card is dead instead. So it's a steal and a buff, and it's an 18 hitter. Great card to have in your deck, your side. Gauze. If you find you're getting steamrolled in certain situations, you can add this in your deck, and when you have no cards, you can just whip this out. It can be a game changer in certain situations. It is a fiend as well, which is nice to have with Gates. Trance, another one. If you find yourself getting banished a lot, your Graphers, etc., you can just bring them back with Trance. Nice card to have. Battle Fader, it's a good staller for an extra turn. Gateway. Good to use at the end of your opponent's turn just to bring back one from your graveyard. If you find yourself running low, as I said, on cards, good to run with Gauze, etc. Terraform. If they have another field, or if they're a deck that relies on their field, good to put Terraforming in just so you know you can spam your field more and more than they can. MST, pretty self-explanatory for continuous equips, etc. Burial. This does work against Defissure because it's not sent to the graveyard, it's a different effect, and it works against DD Crow, Bottomless, etc., to put your Graphers back in the graveyard where you need them. Return. This is an all-in, pay half your life points, special summon, or you're banished. So basically, you play this, you go all in, you hope for the best, and it does usually work out. Escape, special summon one of your banished. Good again if you find your Graphers getting banished quite a bit. Eradicator. If you find your opponent relies on spells or traps quite a bit, you run these. instead of deck dev. Easy to get out with Grapha or with your 5 stars when they're buffed. And the last one is Dust Tornado. So that's just again an MST. So thanks guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment what I should change, what you're running, any other schemes that you like to have with Darkworlds, what other decks you use. We've got another deck profile coming out in a week, so stay tuned for that.